We'll see 9 of them here in heat race number 1. Going to see Josh Seidels out of Emmitsburg, the 99X, and Blake Lunenburg, runner-up last night from Reading, Minnesota. Last night's feature winner starts inside of row number 2. Brewster, Minnesota's Corey Probst in a 75C, and Brandon Shear out of Garner in a 27. Joe Beller out of Norfolk, Nebraska, the 25. Jeremy True out of Red, Iowa in the 5K. Darren Johnson from Dickens in the 20J. Drew Bargloff from Sioux Rapids, the 48, and Max Pogler out of Cherokee in the 9er. Here we go, Dirt Crown Hobby Stock, heat race number 1. Gonna work them on down the back straight away. Malvern Bank, heat race number 1. Here for the Arnold Motor Supply Hobby Stocks as they work them on here at Spencer. Night number 2 this weekend for the Alex Racing and Fabrication Hobby Stock Challenge Series. Last night they were down in Concordia, Kansas. Tonight here, handful of drivers making the charge up. Speaking of charge, oh mama, it is right out front. Blake Lunenburg, just like he did in the feature last night, getting a big lead over the 75 of Corey Probst. Josh Seidels back into the number 3 spot. 25 cars, believe everybody's gonna make the show tonight. 3 heat races, top 4 redraw. Lunenburg, Probst, pair of 10,000 lake racers. Working up front. Seidels followed then by the 27 of Brandon Shear. Field of work off at turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. 8 laps the distance. We're 4 down and 4 to go. $5K at Jeremy True out of Rudd, right back there in the number 6 spot. Bargloff back there also as they work off at turn number 4. It's still Blake Lunenburg with 3 to go, your race leader. Down the backside of the racetrack, Lunenburg, followed by Probst. Seidels will dip it off the back. Shear gets around him. Look out, troubles! Down the back straight away. Green high, 2 to go. Yellow comes out. Seidels gets it off the racetrack. Of course, you saw that back there. Seidels got up off the racetrack. Shear had the line. Seidels tried to bring it back on. There was no room, and man, that thing could have got ugly. But everybody doing a nice job there. Caution flag on the racetrack. Your Axaholics caution on the speedway. So it is going to be your race leader, the 16X of Blake Lunenburg. Corey Probst right there in the number 2 spot. Those guys have been battling for first and second all weekend. Blake beat Corey at Arlington on Saturday. Corey beat Blake here last night. And we'll see who can make it happen again this evening. On down the back straightaway, Blake Lunenburg, Corey Probst, 1 and 2. Put the 5K machine and Jeremy True into the number 3 spot. Here comes Bargloff up into the 4th and final redraw spot. White flag's out, 1 to go. Trebles for Darren Johnson. He'll get her pulled back on the racetrack. Off at turn number 4, big iron checkered flag is waving for Blake Lunenburg. Corey Probst, Jeremy True, and Derek Bargloff. Your top 4. FX suspension heat race number 2. Going to see Brady Joint from Grettinger, the 48J on the point with Jeremy Wagner from Grettinger in the 7 Joe. Chris Krug right there from Emmitsburg in the 91, and Jeff Edwardson from Spencer in the 5. Nick Schilling from Sanborn in the 717. Justin Frederick from Cleghorn in the 83X. 24D is Paul Daigle out of Sanborn. And from Sioux Rapids, the 45 is Drew Bargloff. Here we go. Caution lights are out, looking for that Emmitsburg collision green flag. It's up, and here we go. Jeremy Wagner going to take the race lead off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Put Brian Johnson in that 48J to the number 2 spot, the 91. That, of course, is Chris Krug. Krug right there with Fredericks there in the number 4 spot. They thunder in front of the hailed grandstands at the Clay County Fair. Nick Schilling trying to make it into the top 4. Oh, Drew Bargloff goes around, keep her moving. We'll see, we'll get the lap scored on through as they hurry on down off of turn number 4. Down into turn 1, Bargloff keeps her moving and we stay green. Wagner, Johnson, Krug, and Frederick. That's your top 4. Nick Schilling, Paul Daigle, and Edwardson. Rounding out that group coming off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. See, now 5 laps to go. Field Motors down the back straightaway. Battle coming up for the number 2 spot. Brian Johnson, the 48J. Chris Krug there in the 91 car, looking for it off of 4. Down the front straightaway to turn 1, they're wheel to wheel. Krug on the bottom, slides it up, shot to the short from Johnson. Krug pulled it up there, parked it on the nose. Johnson says ain't gonna work, bud. Gave him a big ram to the ham and away he went. That's gonna open the door for Nick Schilling in the 717. He'd like to start somewhere in the top 12 tonight. Remember, 3 heat races, top 4 redraw. Wagner followed by Johnson, Frederick, Krug right there, and 2 to go. Here comes Nick Schilling. Schilling down to the bottom. Krug will throw it on in there. Nothing to be had, nothing changing. Jeff Edwardson goes to the spin cycle down there. Get her moving, get her moving. White flag's out, 1 to go. Yellow's out, yellow's out. Now I will say, no need to buy a AAA membership or one of those deals. You just wait for all you need in the trunk of your car. It's proven. We just saw it right there. If you take it and put it in the winter or in the summer, you don't need to worry about a jump pack, a jump start. You just put a yellow flag in the trunk of your car, and if your car won't start, wave the yellow flag over top of it, and they miraculously fire. It's crazy how that happens. Of course, we do run the one and done rule, so I mean, he could have got the car going, kept going, but he stopped, waited for the yellow, didn't start, and still has to exit the racetrack. So here we go. Looking for the green. Green, white, checkered. Jeremy Wagner out of Grettinger up there on point. Looking for the green flag. Up in the air it goes. 2 to go. Oh, mama! Chris Krug giving some sweet chin music to the poor tractor tires. They did nothing. They were looking for no action tonight. White's out, 1 to go. Off with 2 and down the back straightaway. Jeremy Wagner, your race leader. Wagner will lead the field on down the front straightaway, picking up FX Suspensions heat race number 2, Jeremy Wagner. Justin Frederick, Brian Johnson, and Nick Schilling, your 4 redraw cars. Number 2 out of Hastings, Nebraska is the 11 of Dylan Thompson. And Zach Ankrum from Sioux City in the 68Z. Brandon Nielsen from here in town in the T8, and Tyler Smith from Bronson, Iowa in the 22T. Caleb Brunson from Lamar's in the double OK. And Evan Shetler from Laverne, Minnesota in the 17. X Factor Motorsports Heat Race number 3, Arnold Motor Supply Hobby Stocks. Looking for it. Green's up, here we go. Colby Christensen and Jay DeVries battling for the lead. DeVries will come victorious here to turn 3. He'll take the race lead. Christensen back into the number 2 spot. Oh man, here comes Brandon Nielsen. Looking to turn the afterburners on the old Blue Angels hot rod. He'll roll around the bottom of the racetrack on Zach Ankrum. Battle now for the lead. The 8 and the 9 car. 8J and 9C, wheel to wheel. Colby Christensen out of Audubon, the Southwest Iowa racer, gonna bring him to the race lead in the 9C. The 8J right there of Jay DeVries, and here comes the racer, Dylan Thompson out of Hastings, Nebraska. Thompson to the number 2 spot. Zach Ankrum out of Sioux City on the bottom of the 68Z. They'll work wheel to wheel for the number 3 spot down the front straightaway. Ankrum back to 3rd. Colby Christensen. Now Dylan Thompson coming to the race to the inside. Nothing to be had as they work down to the west end of the racetrack. Brandon Nielsen losing some ground to that top 5 car breakaway of Christensen. Thompson, Ankrum, DeVries, and Brunson. That's your top 5. Yeah, look out down the back straightaway. Cars together and off the racetrack. We got a Jim Dandy of a wreck. DeVries and Brunson getting together. Axaholic caution flag waving, and we are under the yellow. See Jay DeVries sitting there under the Rabel Construction sign on the back straightaway. Colby Christensen, the Audubon, Iowa racer, out on point, your race leader with 3 to go. Everybody Delaware double filed on in behind them. Thompson gonna take the outside on the restart. Looking for the green, it's up, and here we go. Off with 2 and down the back straightaway. Up the hill goes Thompson and Ankrum. Here comes Nielsen and Shetler. Watch the TA to Brandon Nielsen. Oh, mama, right side romance applied. A ton 11, touching, squeezing, 2 to go. Oh, Nielsen up the hill. Here comes Thompson on the bottom. Watch the battle for 3rd. Into turn 3, off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Big iron checkered coming next time. White flags out, 1 to go. Nielsen. Oh, Nielsen pushes up the hill, gets into Ankrum. Ankrum's able to keep her straight. Thompson and Nielsen side by side. Big iron checkered flag is a coming. It's up for Colby Christensen. Zach Ankrum, Brandon Nielsen, and Dylan Thompson picking up the top 4 redraw spots. Let's take a look at your starting grid for your 20 lap extravaganza. On the pole, going to be Corey Probst out of Brewster, Minnesota. To his outside is a T8 of Brandon Nielsen. Row number 2 going to be Zach Ankrum, Sioux City, Iowa, the 68Z. In the 9Cs, Colby Christensen from Audubon. Row number 3, it's Derek Bargloff. Sioux Rapids, Iowa, the 48. Jeremy True, Red, Iowa, the 5K. Row number 4, going to be Nick Schilling out of Sanborn in the 717. Dylan Thompson, Hastings, Nebraska in the 11. Row number 5, Bryant Johnson from Grettinger in the 48J. Justin Frederick from Cleghorn, the 83X. Blake Lunenburg, Reading, Minnesota, the 16X. Jeremy Wagner, Grettinger in the 7 Joe. Row number 7, Joe Beller out of Norfolk, Nebraska, the 25, and Paul Daigle out of Sanborn in the 24D. Row number 8, going to be Caleb Brunson, Lamar's Iowa, the double OK, and Chris Krogh out of Emmitsburg in the 91. Row number 9, going to see Evan Shetler right there. Race fans, up on your feet, make a little bit of noise. It's Hobby Stocks on parade. Darren Johnson, the 20J, Jeff Edwardson, the 5, Tyler Smith, the 22T, Josh Seidels, Drew Bargloff, Jay DeVries, Brandon Shear, and Max Pogler. Hobby Stocks getting after it here. 20 laps tonight. Down into turn. Troubles, big time. Down in turn number 1 and 2, and we go to the caution. Oh, now we got time to listen to the rest of the song. Mark, that's exactly what they did. They just raised a little bit down there. For you watching at home, we'll get a replay here. Here's what happens. Wow, 48 of Bargloff gets in that little top. The 5K gets into him, and then it's parking lot. $5K with a big shot to the shorts on the back of the 48. Looks like they are going to charge the 5K with the caution. Big howdy doody and a hello to Grant Osvig and the old Planter tractor tonight, watching on IMCA TV and Advantage Racing. Zach Heidenbrink tuned in. Cody Connect apparently is singing along tonight. Let's raise it again and try it. 2.0 is coming at us. Green's back out. The race on down into turn number 1 and 2. To the top of the racetrack, it's going to be the T8 of Brandon Nielsen on down the back straightaway. Look out, the 48 around again. See if he can keep her moving. Bring him off at turn number 4. He'll stay moving, we'll stay green. Brandon Nielsen, your race leader. Zach Ingram to the number 2 spot. Your Ellitt's Racing and Fabrication A-Main coming. Watch this, the battle for the lead. Corey Probst, the 75C, and the T8 of Brandon Nielsen. Ankrum, Christensen. Here comes the 11 of Thompson. Down the back straightaway, 3 rows of 2, side by side for the top 6. Ankrum in there tough on Probst. Will work him off at turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. It is a T8 machine of Nielsen, your race leader. Probst to look to the inside. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at Corey Probst, the Brewster, Minnesota. Your defending IMCA Hobby Stock national champion and last night's feature winner, looking for the lead. Colby Christensen down on the bottom side. From, as Wahoo says, from Southwest Iowa, right from where you ought to been. Down there in the 9C car, working this, and look at Blake Lunenburg. Blake Lunenburg in the 16X car started 11th. He is up there. Oh, Ankrum gets into the back of the T8 of Nielsen. Crosses him up just a bit. Ankrum down to the number 2 spot. Ankrum up the hill. Here comes Nielsen right to the rear. Down the back straightaway we go. Nielsen and Ankrum right there working on in. Down the front straightaway, Corey Probst, your race leader. Probst out front. Nielsen second. Now Ankrum and Christensen are wheel to wheel. Frederick and Lunenburg. Off a turn 4 this time. 14 to go. Dual box on the screen. You see the battle right there with Ankrum and Christensen on the left side. The right side is the battle right behind him with the 83X of Frederick and the 16X of Lunenburg. Leaders are out front by themselves. Ankrum up into third. Ankrum, I believe, may have got the cushion a little hard that time and packed the right rear full of mud. It will shake on out down the front straightaway. He'll lose ground to Colby Christensen. Jeremy Wagner a little crossed up down in 2. He'll keep her moving. Into turn number 3 and 4, it's going to be Corey Probst right there, your race leader. Probst followed by Nielsen, Christensen, Ankrum. That's your top 4. 5 and 6 are Frederick and Lunenburg. 7th is Thompson. 8th is Brunson. Smith and Wagner. Here's your battle back there again for the number 4 and 5 spot. Lunenburg trying to find something and make it happen. Probst and Nielsen have gone to the bottom. Here's Frederick right there in the 83X working the inside of the 68C of Zach Ankrum out of Sioux City. Into turn 3 and off on turn number 4. Side by side for the number 4 spot. Now it's a 3-car battle for 4th. Here comes Lunenburg. Blake Lunenburg looking for some dig and some drive in the 16X car. Laps are winding down. 9, now 8 remaining. Lap traffic will soon be coming for your race leader, Corey Probst. Yellows out, Axaholics cautions flags on the racetrack. The 91 of Krug comes to a stop. I'm going to imagine it was with a flat tire. Right rear down on the 91 car. And this is going to stack the field up. All righty, here we go. 8 laps remaining. Coming back, the Axaholic caution lights are off. Looking for the Emmetsburg Collision Center green flag. It is up, and here we go. Probst to lead the field down the front straightaway. Oh, they'll rub shovels down into turn 1. Probst, Brent Nielsen breaking away. Ankrum up into the number 3 spot. Christensen, Frederick, and Lunenburg 3 wide behind Ankrum in the 68 for 4. 5 and 6. Look out, troubles down the front straightaway. We've got a melee down in front of the flag stand. Cars everywhere down the front straightaway. Axaholics caution is back onto the racetrack as that thing got wicked. Caution flag. For you folks watching at home, we'll get a little bit of replay of what happens here. Watch the 9C is going to come down across the nose of the 11. Get into Brunson. Man, everybody behind him doing a nice job. Tyler Smith gets KO'd back around there. Watch from the drone. You're going to see the 11 and the 9C get together coming off of 4. Looks like they are going to charge. The contact and the constitute to the caution to the 11 of Thompson. So Dylan Thompson will drop to the tail. Tyler Smith, the Bronson, Iowa racer, down on the hot pit, getting some assistance from the crew on a left rear tire change. All right, everybody back on the track. Here we go. Green flag back out, looking to get 7 more circuits in. Corey Probst, your leader. Everybody going to the bottom. Blake Lunenburg trying to go to the top to find some action traction. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide. Here comes Jay DeVries in the 8 car. Nielsen, the T8, they're 3 wide. They're for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Down the front straightaway, here we go. Lunenburg high to the top. Trying to get some momentum. Fredericks on the inside of the 83. Ankrum back to 5. Field of work down into turn number 3 and 4. Corey Probst still your race leader. 5 laps to go. Krug, who stopped with a flat tire to bring out the caution, having troubles now leaving the racetrack. 7 Joe of Wagner on the infield will stay green. Wagner off the track, keep it green. Yellow's out. Spun to the infield, sat in the grass, drove to the edge of the racetrack to bring out the caution. The 7 of Jeremy Wagner. Lost it by himself up there in turn 1 and 2. Spun her all the way to the infield, was clearly off the racetrack, could have kept that car moving, but opted to stop right at the edge to bring the caution out. All righty, 4 to go. Green's up, we're back underway. 4-lap dash for cash. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Lunenburg trying to get a run on the outside of Nielsen. Probst, your leader. Blake Lunenburg doing what he did last night, chasing down that 75. He'll come to the number 2 spot. Lunenburg around the outside. Probst is quick on the bottom. Oh, little shot to the shorts from Lunenburg. Little hockey board check right there. 2 to go. Lunenburg gonna run to the top of the racetrack. Lunenburg trying to chase on down the 75. See if Corey Probst. White flags out, 1 to go. Final time. Lunenburg, just like last night, gonna try to dive bomb it, can't get it done. Corey Probst back to back in Spencer. Oh, troubles coming to checkers. Corey Probst, Blake Lunenburg, just like last night, 1 and 2. Brandon Nielsen, Justin Frederick, Nick Schilling, Zach Ankrum, Caleb Brunson, Jay DeVries, Joe Beller, and Bryant Johnson. Well, gonna take home another piece of hardware here on a beautiful Monday night. How about it out of the car, Corey Probst? Did you get that nap in earlier today we were talking about? I said, you want to take an interview tonight? And you go, no, I just want a nap.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Maybe someday.
Maybe, yeah, it's kind of like me. We'll get a nap later on life. But, man, tell you what, got this thing checked out, had some cautions there, had to rally the troops back. Nielsen just, that first 10 laps, you guys were tooth and nail the whole time. And then, just like last night, here comes that white streak, and here he is again.
Yeah, I figured he's been really quick all year so far, so I figured he'd be coming up through there. But, yeah, when you're in the lead, you just hate to see all those cautions late because you never know what's going to happen there. So.
Yeah, you're just kind of sit and duck out there. Everybody knows where you're racing. So then they get there. You kind of got hockey check down there. He gave you a little check to the boards there with about 3 to go.
Yeah, I'm used to it, I guess.
Great run tonight, $1,000 richer here. Nice hardware. Who do you want to thank for the trip to Victory Lane?
Just all my family back at home. My wife's at home with the kids. Got to give a shout out to her and my mom. Dad always supporting me, Lisa, Leon. It's a big team effort to make this deal go, and without them, it'd be really hard for me to continue on. So
takes all that at-home support, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
Well, anybody else you want to thank? Like the guy maybe let you take a nap later, or do you got to drive home too, or is he getting you nap on the way home?
I got to drive.
It's always the way it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Corey, nice job, my friend.
You bet.
How about race fans? The Brewster, Minnesota racer, Corey Probst.